Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the Commonwealth seems to be recovering from the toll the COVID-19 pandemic took on our communities, and people in one eastern Kentucky county spent some time outdoors to spread awareness about autism.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. Well, it's Monday and it's almost 5 o'clock here. I'm Dakota Makeris, and if you're having a hard time waking up, well, I think we all are because, well, it's raining outside, and Brandon, it's really coming down now here at the station.
Yep.
You can just hear it.
Listen, I was lucky. I managed to get from my house to the station and get in the door before the rain started.
Not me.
Because my umbrella was in my car because we had a nice weekend. So I was like, oh, please don't let it rain. But I managed to get out of the house, into the car, and into the station before the rain started. But it is coming down out there this morning. So if you're having trouble waking up, I can't blame you on that one. Actually, let me back up here a little bit. I skipped ahead there. Let's go to live pinpoint Doppler radar. Hit the button out of I don't know what you would call it. Yeah, exactly. But we're continuing to watch some heavy bands of rain coming through the region this morning. Some heavy bands over Hazard, back over toward London, up toward Jackson, even back toward Lexington. So continue to be careful out there this morning. Some ponding water possible habit. That is the word I was looking for there. Takes me a minute sometimes, but I get there. Some low visibility across parts of the region, especially back out toward I-75. 1 mile visibility here in Hazard, 5 in Jackson, 4 in London. So remember, anything less than 5 miles on that map is limited visibility this morning. We're taking a look at temperatures. 40s and 50s right now. I think we'll drop a little bit more into the mid-40s for most of us as we head deeper today, especially as those heavier bands of rain move east. So let's call it 44, give or take a degree or two there. Rain chances will continue off and on through the morning. So even though sunrise is well before 7 o'clock this morning, you won't actually get to see it because of the rain and the clouds. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. Well, federal prosecutors say the man accused of shooting at a Louisville mayoral candidate had visited the politician's home the day before the attack, but left after the gun he brought with him jammed. Prosecutors allege that 22-year-old Quintez Brown then went to Greg Greenberg's campaign headquarters and shot at him. Magistrate Judge Colin Lindsay on Friday granted Brown's release to home incarceration, but the suspect remains in federal custody because the judge also granted a request from federal prosecutors to pause the release while they file an appeal. East Bernstadt Fire and Rescue responded to an ATV crash during the weekend that left the driver stranded for hours. In a Facebook post, the rescue team said a man was thrown from an ATV into a creek off Sam Carroll Road. The East Bernstadt Fire and Rescue and the London Laurel Rescue Squad spent a couple of hours trying to find the stranded man using their own UTVs. The Kentucky Department of Revenue wants to remind taxpayers that the 2021 state individual income tax filing deadline is today. Today is the last day to submit Kentucky individual income tax returns and payments for the 2021 tax year without accruing penalties and interest, which will begin to accrue on any remaining unpaid balances after April 18th, regardless of the amount owed. The IRS is urging Americans to file their returns electronically because it is currently taking up to 6 months to process a paper return. Today is also the deadline to register to vote in the 2022 primary election. You have until 4 o'clock this afternoon to register. Primary election day is May 17th. You can register to vote online at govoteky.com. Unemployment rates fell last month in Kentucky. The Kentucky Center for Statistics said in a statement that the state's preliminary unemployment rate in March was 4%, down 0.2 percentage points from February and down 0.7 percentage points 1 year ago. The number of people employed in March increased by 8,351, while the number of unemployed decreased by 4,371. The statement said employment gains were seen in several major sectors, though losses in construction and manufacturing partly offset the gains. Officials say March estimates indicate that the state has recouped 93% of the nearly 300,000 jobs lost when the coronavirus pandemic hit. After 2 years of fighting the coronavirus, doctors, nurses, and families say they are finding some relief in Kentucky's current COVID-19 conditions. Lexington physician Dr. Jeff Fox says the Commonwealth is in a much better place after the Omicron variant made for another difficult winter. The most recent CDC levels show just 3 Kentucky counties in the yellow, and Dr. Fox says that is a huge relief for hospitals in our area.
We're to the point, Easter, Resurrection Sunday, springtime, things anew, hopefully we're going to be back there too. We are new.
Dr. Fox added that it's now easier to go to the doctor's office without worry of contracting the virus. He says if you're in a green area and have been vaccinated, it is safe to enjoy social gatherings as normal, but he says there is no harm in wearing a mask or taking other steps to protect yourself if you feel you are at risk. A Kentucky nonprofit spent its Easter weekend giving back. Lexington-based Masterpiece donated personal care items to minorities and immigrants in need. Tina Kafour knows what it's like to make a big transition. She moved to America from Ghana in 2003. On Holy Saturday, she chose to be there for people in need. By giving out about 200 bagfuls of snacks and personal care items to those in need, she says Masterpiece aims to get immigrants information on how to ease their transition to America. The nonprofit is also raising money for a youth mentorship program. It will help young people in immigrant families settle into their new lives. People over in Leslie County held an autism awareness walk during the holiday weekend. The event was hosted at the Riverfront Park in Hayden. Community members gathered, raising awareness for those with autism. Mayor Carol Joseph says they would like to host more events like this walk in the future.
Maybe at the end of the year we can still do it again and have like all the special needs kids come like we did last year and have a big picnic and we had more inflatables when they all come and do that again. I like to do it at least a couple times a year.
She says by the end of the event they had more than 50 people come and attend. Well, family dinners are an integral part of the holiday for many of us, but it's important to keep a few things in mind before eating those Easter dinner leftovers. Scott Lockard with the Kentucky River District Health Department says refrigerating foods that contain dairy or meat quickly after they are served is crucial, but even if they are refrigerated, he says there is still a recommended window of time in which they should be consumed.
A lot of us, I think, we try to keep food longer, and you get it out of the refrigerator, and if it passes a smell test, then you think, oh, it's okay. Well, most leftovers should be consumed within 24 to 36 hours.
And if you come home from Easter dinner or even ate some leftovers and become sick, that feeling could be attributed to poor food handling practices. Well, thank you so much for getting your rainy Monday morning started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, a major space company celebrates a successful launch on Easter Sunday. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes.
And some rain chances still around this morning, but should start moving out a little bit later today. I'll track their progress in about 3 minutes.